Hi, hello, and welcome to today's video. My name is Courtney. If this is the first video that you are joining for, welcome. If not, welcome back. I honestly don't have much of an intro for today's video. We are going to be taste testing some Halloween candy that is a variety of things. You can find most of these things, I feel like, at most places that sell Halloween candy, although one of the items I have only seen in one place so far, and when I saw it I was like, not seen this quite yet. But without further ado, let's taste test some Halloween candy. So while I'm a candy corn fan, like I do enjoy just regular candy corn, I don't want to start with candy corn. So we're gonna start with something that I'm hoping is like a safe bet. So regular sugar babies are caramel and milk chocolate. For the fall Halloween season, they have caramel apple sugar babies, milk caramels with apple candy coating. So I've never seen these. I don't know if they're new for this year or not. These are the ones I found at Walgreens. So I have not seen them anywhere else. It doesn't mean other places don't have them. I just haven't noticed them in other places. But without further ado, let's try them. Okay, so the box is a little like stuck. Kind of reminds me of Milk Duds, but I feel like that just kind of happens with like caramel based candies. Okay, wow. I was not expecting that apple flavoring to be so bright and almost sour in a way. That is so good. It is super flavorful. It genuinely tastes like if a caramel apple pop was just put into tiny bite-sized pieces that you can actually chew through. I am so pleasantly surprised. I was very much expecting a more subtle apple flavor, but like I said, it's more of like a candy sour apple flavor mixed with the caramel in this delicious little bite. I can't believe I'm saying this, but 10 out of 10. These are so much better than I was expecting. Don't get me wrong, I was not expecting them to be bad. I was not expecting them to be incredible. Whoa. All right, let's get into the candy corns. I had two for this video, and they do both seem like they could be very interesting and good. But as someone who's a fan of candy corn, I'm not a fan of like the pumpkins or the larger items, or really many other many other candy corns. So Nerds happen to be one of my all-time favorite candy. I'm really hoping that I like the candy corn version of Nerds. This says that they have a candy shell outside and a soft and chewy inside, so that's definitely different to normal candy corn. I'm very interested to try this, so let's see. Oh, and it does tell you all of the flavors. So it says strawberry shell with strawberry grape inside, grape shell with strawberry grape inside, strawberry lemon shell with blue raspberry fruit punch inside, blue raspberry shell with blue raspberry fruit punch inside, orange shell with cherry watermelon inside, and watermelon shell with cherry watermelon inside. Interesting. Well, I'll make sure to try them all. There's supposed to be two different kinds of red, but it's kind of hard to tell the difference. Okay, I would describe them as being the texture of candy corn, but the flavor of Nerds. They do have like a candy shell coating on the outside, but it's not a super crunchy candy shell or anything like that. Like, it's pretty soft to bite through. I think it could be really cool if it was a crunchy candy shell, almost like the Nerds crunchy, what are those called? Oh no, they're the Nerds jelly beans. The Nerds jelly beans that have the crunchy outside and the jelly bean on the inside. That's kind of what this reminds me of, with a slightly chewier shell as opposed to a crunchy shell. It's a bit softer. Flavor wise, they're delicious. There was only one that was giving me like candy corn-esque flavors, but other than that, the flavors were delicious. Very much the Nerds fruity, almost kind of sour flavor. Would I get these every year or eat them all the time? No, but if I were like a massive candy corn fan, like I really like candy corn, but I only get candy corn at Halloween once a year. Like, I have not even had candy corn yet and we are a good bit into October by this point. So when it comes to these, score-wise, I think I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 because I prefer the like jelly bean version. I like where they were going with this. I like what they had, but I think with a slightly harder shell, they could have hit that mark a little better. Okay, the next candy corn is made by Brock's, which Brock's, I believe, is probably like the top maker of candy corn. I'm sure there are other brands and stuff that make it, but more often than not, if you see or buy candy corn, it's probably Brock's. And so they have released a fall festival candy corn. So the flavors here are kettle corn, caramel apple, cotton candy, lemonade shake up, strawberry funnel cake, and lemon lime snow cone. So these all actually sound like super fun flavors. Let's give them a try. The smell of the bag reminds me of an ice cream shop. Like it smells like the inside of an ice cream shop. Okay, I'm actually going to talk about these flavor by flavor. I thought I was going to give an overall opinion, but they're so different that I want to give different opinions. So the first one I ate was the lemon lime snow cone. You can definitely taste each of these different flavors. Like, you know what you were eating. You can taste the flavors. The lemon lime snow cone was really good. Because they're candy corn, they're a little on the creamier side. I think the Nerds coating on the Nerds one gives it that like brighter candy flavor, whereas this has like a creamier candy flavor, as opposed to like a fruit forward. I feel like the Nerds is more of like a fruit forward, bright citrusy, where the candy corn has the flavors but a creamy undertone. So the lemon lime was really good. I really enjoyed that. The caramel apple was good, but in comparison to the other caramel apple piece I just ate, like, does not hit the mark. So like, it's okay. The flavor's good. You knew what you were eating. It does have that brighter green apple flavor. That one's really nice. The kettle corn, not my favorite. It reminded me of the popcorn jelly bean, which I'm personally not really a big fan of. It's taking something that I expect to be fruitier and more bright, and is creamier, and it's a weird combo to me. I'm not a fan. So if you like popcorn jelly beans, you'd probably actually really like the kettle corn candy corn. But okay, so I have 3 flavors left. Let's try these. There are so many things in this world that are labeled cotton candy flavored. This is the first thing I have ever actually eaten that says cotton candy flavor that tastes like what cotton candy actually tastes like, which is just like a slightly flavored sugar flavor. That actually genuinely tastes like cotton candy. That is so impressive. It's not my favorite. I wouldn't eat it all the time, but the fact that it actually tastes like cotton candy, finally, I am so impressed. All right, this should be the strawberry funnel cake and the lemonade shake up. Okay, so here's my thing. Brock's hit the nail on the head when it comes to the flavors of every single one of these. All 6 of these taste exactly like what they say it's gonna taste like. Like, it tells you on the back which one is which. You don't even need it. When you bite into it, you can tell exactly what you're biting into. With that being said, I think the only thing is that I would not want to eat 2 of these together unless I specifically paired them. So if I'm eating a bag of Skittles or something like that, where each of the flavors are different, I know that I can eat 2 or 3 Skittles in a handful and those flavors are gonna go together. I don't know if I were to eat 2 of these together, if all of the flavors are going to go together in the way they want. I also think that because the flavors are so drastically different, there are a couple I would be picking around, and I'm not typically that type of person. So I think they did a fantastic job of getting the flavors on point. I think they all taste delicious. I just kind of think that maybe they would have done better in individual bags. However, I understand why they couldn't and wouldn't do them in individual bags, because they wouldn't sell that way. They had to do something like this where it was like a fall festival candy corn, which they did great. Like, all of these flavors are things that you would find at a carnival. They're all great flavors. They all taste fantastic. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 and say they did a fantastic job. Like I said, with the flavors and all of that, I just wish I felt more comfortable knowing they would all taste good together. Next up, I am so excited about these because hopefully most people are familiar. If you don't know, so there are Tootsie Rolls. We all know Tootsie Rolls, the little chocolate flavored taffy, whatever you call it. But I feel like not everybody knows that Tootsie also makes these like super delicious, fruity candies. And yes, they say Tootsie Roll on them, but that does not mean everybody necessarily realizes that they're made by Tootsie Roll. And Tootsie Roll has come out with a fall edition to their little Tootsies. So this bag contains sweet cinnamon, caramel apple, candy corn, and pumpkin spice. I feel like caramel apple has been the theme of this video. Ooh, the bag smells very fall smelling, and let's try one of each. All right, we'll start with candy corn since that's the area we were just in. Really doesn't taste like candy corn to me. It tastes more just like the vanilla version of these Tootsie Rolls. I don't know, it's not anything special. Like, it's not a distinct candy corn flavor, but it's not bad. Okay, so this next one was pumpkin spice. And I'm a little confused because upon first starting to chew on it, you get a pumpkin spice flavor. But then it leaves you with like a bubblegum flavor. Like, this tastes like pumpkin spice bubblegum. I don't dislike it, but I'm confused. Sweet cinnamon. Okay, so the red color of it makes me think it's going to be more of like a hot cinnamon. But then this tastes like a cinnamon roll. Like a cinnamon roll version of a Tootsie Roll. I'm not mad at it. That's pretty good. Last but not least, caramel apple. Okay, that one's easily the best one. It has a really delicious, bright green apple flavor. It doesn't have as much of a caramel flavor. So I think I could use a little bit more of that. But all in all, it's easily the best of the four in my opinion. If I had to rank them, I'd say the caramel apple, then the sweet cinnamon, then the candy corn, and then the pumpkin spice, only because the pumpkin spice confuses me with tasting mildly like bubblegum. I don't really understand that. Overall, I think it's interesting that upon first biting into them, I don't really taste or smell much. I have to chew it a bit to really get at the flavor. So, and then the flavors are good, but they're not spot on. So I'm going to give these an overall 6. I think that they could do a little bit better with 2 of the flavors, the pumpkin spice and the candy corn. I think they should probably either recolor or rename the cinnamon one, like calling it like cinnamon roll or something like that. I think would be more accurate. I mean, sweet cinnamon, I guess, it does make sense. So maybe it's just the color that's throwing me off a little bit. Being red, I think of hot cinnamon. And then the green apple's really good, but it could use a tiny bit more caramel flavors. So, okay, last but not least for today's video are Shriekers Skittles. So they have a bunch of normal flavors, but some of them are so sour they will make you shriek. So apparently some of these are supposed to be insanely sour. The flavors we have going are ghoulish green apple, rattled raspberry, citrus scream, spine-tingling tangerine, and shocking lime. Now, I'm personally a very big fan of sour things. I love sour things, so I'm very curious as to if I'm going to think the ones that are supposed to be... I'm very curious as to if I try the sour ones and I have to question whether or not they're even the sour ones because, you know, I like sour stuff. Are they going to be sour enough for me to even know they're supposed to be the sour ones? Let's try them. I'm going to try 2 of every flavor just to be safe. Okay, I put 2 purple ones. Both of those are definitely sour. Oh, okay, that is so fun. Yeah, okay, that is super fun. Super fun. I tried 2 of every flavor. For the most part, most of them were pretty okay, but like when I tried 2 of the spine tingling tangerine, one was normal, the second one was very sour. Both of the purple ones I tried were very sour. So I take it to mean that half of each flavor, like they have sour ones of each flavor in the pack, is what I'm gathering from it. I mean, they're Skittles. I love Skittles. I'm a big fan of Skittles. I've only really ever tried one Skittle that I did not like, and it was like that, I think it was called the Midnight Pack or something. It was this dark blue pack, and it was specifically the dark blue Skittle. That has been the only Skittle I have ever not liked in my life. My favorite candies, my top 3 favorite candies of all time are Skittles, Nerds, and Twizzlers, I think. Ooh, but Sour Patch Kids. Okay, so those are like my 4 favorite candies of all time. So being a big Skittles fan, I was obviously very impressed by the flavors. The flavors are all really nice. The lime is like the quintessential lime that was in the original pack that they have now since brought back. The sour are actually sour. You can tell that they packed them with citric acid, which is what makes things sour. So yeah, if you are a fan of sour things and you're a fan of Skittles, highly recommend these. I'm going 10 out of 10 because I think it is super fun. That is a mystery and you don't know which ones are going to be extra sour, and I like that the ones that are supposed to be sour are actually sour, so I'm happy with it. So out of curiosity, please let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite Halloween candy or just candy in general? If you trick-or-treated growing up, what were your favorite things to get when trick-or-treating? If you didn't, what are just your favorite? Like, if you're going to pick out candy right now, what are you going for? I am very curious. So with all of that being said, though, I hope you enjoyed. I would love to know your thoughts on the things that I taste tested today. Have you tried them? Do you plan to? Do you want to? Do you not want to now? I would love to know your thoughts. Also, where do we stand on candy corn? We can definitely, we could talk about that a little bit. But yeah, I thank you so much for watching. If you were to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, you simultaneously help yourself stick around for the next video, but you also help support the channel, which I massively appreciate. So I thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.